it's really such a beautiful day here at Waterfront Park.
Yeah,
nice kickoff to the fall season.
Perfect setting for the kickoff of the season. I think the gods are shining on us today with the nice weather. And OBT is dancing an excerpt of our new production of Tchaikovsky's The Sleeping Beauty tonight. We're doing the second act vision scene where the Lilac Fairy presents a vision of the Princess Aurora to the Prince. And that is obviously the opening production of our season. It's probably the biggest 19th century Russian classical ballet in existence, so a big step for the company, and one I'm very excited about. Tchaikovsky's score for Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite pieces of music ever. It cannot fail, or you cannot help but be inspired by it as a choreographer and as a dancer. But it's only one part of a really exciting season, actually. I guess I'll backtrack for 1 second. We just got back from Seoul, South Korea, where we did a 2-week stint of doing the Nutcracker, oddly, in the middle of August. But we had a big success there and are working with our agents in New York and our presenters in Seoul on more touring and a return visit to Asia, hopefully in the very near future. Next up, after our own productions of Nutcracker here in Portland, is a program I'm really excited about. It's called the Stravinsky Project, and it is an evening of works all choreographed to music by Stravinsky, 2 of which we've done before. Firebird, which is a Russian fairy tale, and then my version of The Rite of Spring, which is a more contemporary, a little bit more austere avant-garde kind of work, and wedged in between them, we're doing a really exciting collaboration with some local dance artists that much of this community is very aware of, and we're happy to be working with. Jamie Hampton and Ashley Rowland of Bodyvox and Rachel Tess of Rumpus Room Dance are joining our own Ann Mueller, who is a budding choreographer, in creating a work jointly to some Stravinsky piano pieces.
And by the way, Rachel Tess, other people will know that she was a student at Oregon Ballet Theatre
That's right,
School.
and I believe she was also in the company for a period. Yeah, so she's an alumni of OBT's, and we're really happy to have her back. And then we also have our program in the Newmark in April, alongside the School of Oregon Ballet Theater's annual performance. And we've just, this is sort of breaking news, we've just decided the school is going to do a production of Coppelia in its annual school performance. So that's going to be a nice addition to their rep. And OBT is doing some popular hits from the past, like Niccolo Fonte's Left Unsaid, as well as a work I did several years back to some Cole Porter tunes called Eyes on You. And we're adding George Balanchine's Square Dance to the rep for the first time. And Square Dance is an interesting work. He revised it maybe 15 or so years after its original production. And removed a collar, like a traditional American square dance collar, from the production. But we're going back to the original, and we're going to do it with the collar, so it really has that...
You found a collar out there.
Well, we haven't found a collar yet, but we are determined to find one.
Collars.
Yeah. So it's going to have its original sort of folksy Americana feel to it, and I'm really happy about bringing that ballet into our rep.
So I wanted to, just before I let you go and get ready for this wonderful evening we're about to experience, let's get back briefly to the opening volley of the season. The Sleeping Beauty, not just a Sleeping Beauty,
yes,
not just Sleeping Beauty, but the Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
I wonder what is your favorite moment in this big, gorgeous story ballet. I love that story ballets are coming back, and you're helping.
Yeah.
But for you personally, as overseer, as the artistic director, as a guy who's probably been in it from Bluebird to third spirit carrier on the left, although they don't have spirit carriers. But
well, I'm gonna have to pick a couple moments. The very beginning of the overture, when the conductor lifts his or her baton and that overture starts, sends chills down my spine every single time. It is so exciting, so bombastic, and so clear what the message of the ballet is. And it's the fight of good versus evil, and the themes. Oh, that's annoying.
But we'll carry on.
Okay, the themes of the evil fairy Caraboss and the good fairy, the Lilac Fairy, are established from the beginning, and that war between them is what essentially the next 2.5 hours is going to be all about. Then I would have to say the climax of the Rose Adagio, where the ballerina has to face one of the most taxing pieces of classical choreography in history, but also needs to make us feel her sense of possibility in her life. She's a 16-year-old princess with her entire life ahead of her, and Tchaikovsky tells us that she is excited about growing into her maturity. And then when she meets her prince and the whole thing comes together at the end, and there's an apotheosis that sort of brings the whole thing together, and you feel like it's more than a happy ending. It's about the future of this kingdom being bright and full of possibility as well. And I'm just so impressed with Tchaikovsky in his ability to create everything we want in a very simple fairy tale and imbue it with so much more than that, but really about being a human as well.
And they lived happily forever after.
And they do, yes.
Christopher Stoll, thank you so much.
My pleasure.